Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are definitely back. Episode 3, High School Basketball Weekly. It's about to go down. Let's do it.
Y'all ready?
Y'all ready?
Yeah. You have stepped out into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
What's going on, Coach? What's going on?
We're back, baby. Episode 3. I'm excited. We got somebody big coming, baby.
Well, we're gonna start this off right. For everybody that don't know, you do know, you're gonna know again. I am your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, and we got
Brian Reichert, NYCHoopsRivals.com.
no doubt, and we got a special guest in the building. Y'all gonna be seeing them more often up here. Introduce yourself, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Introduce yourself to the world, Jay.
Going on? Glad to be here, y'all.
Introduce yourself. We got Jaquan Bolden.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, and my fault. What's good, y'all? It's Jaquan Bowden. I run Hoop Dreams NYC. Glad to be here on the show with you guys. You guys are breaking up on your end, so couldn't necessarily hear much, but I hear you guys now.
You good? You good? We all straight?
Yeah.
Great.
Y'all
All right,
getting there, almost there.
We gonna start rocking and rolling, right? Just let everybody know we are streaming on all platforms, Facebook, of course, YouTube, and Instagram. So we would like everybody to join in on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. We can't see your comments and questions on Instagram, but we can see everything on Facebook and YouTube because it comes directly into the studio. But we're gonna jump right into it because it's been an exciting high school week of basketball. Man, let me tell you. Listen, me and my guy, Coach B, we met up last week at the game of the week. And that game of the week was Eagle Brooklyn versus Eagle Bronx at the Eagles Nest. And man, it was a showdown. Eagle Academy dominated Eagle Brooklyn in the game that saw Eagle Bronx main guys get slowed down by the Eagle defense. We talking about smothering defense. And also, we saw Jakai Sanders step up and be the all-city player that he is. 19 points, 6 rebounds a game, 5 or 6. Mangok Lock, JoJo Jermaine, 8 points, 13 rebounds. And then we have freshman sensation, Amir Dockery, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 6 steals, 6 assists. Man, that played a huge part in their win because they won by so much. I think like 33, Coach. Was it crazy like that?
Yeah, it got ugly, especially in that fourth quarter. And for a game that was kind of close in the first half. But you talk about it. Amir Dockery was the name. The forward stepped up, but the way Amir Dockery just completely transforms that team, gets that offense going, played so well, Pooh and JB, earned his first offer from LIU. So we're going to clap it up for the young man right there. We love that. First
That's
D1
right.
offer in the book for the young man.
Oh, man. Here's this kid right here. We want to show everybody who Amir Dockery is because he is definitely someone you're going to get used to hearing and seeing throughout the years. Young guy, man, he has a lot going on for him. There's Amir right there on the defense. Look at him, right? Got him here. There you go. There you go. Right? We want to show him some love.
Tough.
Amir Dockery, for sure.
It is tough,
Future
man.
star. Future star,
Oh man,
for sure.
just special player and big time upside. I mean, what do you think about him, JB? Have you seen him yet?
Yes, I have. I was at the first game of the season, ring night. I was live and direct when they played Jefferson, and definitely stepped up and contributed. Uh, he's definitely in good hands at that program at Eagle. Big shout out to Raslam, who works there at Eagle and is his mentor. And shout out to the whole staff, groom him. For a guy like that to really come in and just contribute right away for the defending champs is big. That 2027 class is big. And it's great that the Eagle programs have like two of the top freshmen in the city. Eagle Bronx has
Absolutely.
Elijah King, and Eagle Brooklyn has Dockery. So that's a big thing for the city that the class of 2027 is getting right early.
And we was now Elijah King. What? Where's he at? Was he there?
He came in the fourth, Pooh. He didn't play until the very end.
That
He was the
because
guy pulling up from like half court almost. That kid who was launching, that was Elijah. I know.
we were looking for him. We was like, where is the Elijah King kid?
They need a
But
punch or something. Yeah.
I saw him during the summertime. He looked strong. He looked like someone that can, kind of step into that at least backup role. Because what I saw all summer. But I guess, the PSL game is just so different. It's a lot faster, and you got to get used to
Right.
it at definitely that level. Amir just have to, transition a little bit better and faster.
Right.
Yes. So that game was good. But if we talk about another game of the week, it happened on that Monday in the A division, right? Because you have Brooklyn, Law, and Tech coming in to Transit Tech and beating them by by 10 points. The game in the score was 71-61, right? Every year when Transit Tech and Law and Tech play each other, it's a dogfight. Both teams are well coached and they're tough as nails. Ashton Reynolds came out smoking hot. He had 23 in the first half.
Monster.
But then in the second half, Jeffrey Franklin Jr. and Abdul Diallo held them to 6 points. And things got kind of frustrated because you saw Ashton kind of lose his cool and made a hard foul. But it wasn't like malicious, but it was enough to get a technical foul. And I think that's when the game kind of shifted because you saw the air come out of Transit, right?
And how much confidence? How much confidence does she grow in that long?
Oh man,
game?
you
give them an inch. You give them an inch, they keep going, baby. They take it and run.
Right.
It was so crazy how Coach P, right, used that. We talk about Coach Kenny P, right? Pretlow, how he used that to motivate his kids and to tell them about their toughness and where they come from. And boy, that just energized them and they turned it around. Okay. You had Keyshawn Murray, who scored 18 points, and Cal Dew, who had 13 points. Now, we usually talk about Siani Arthur, who's the leading scorer for them.
Yeah.
He couldn't buy a basket, and he was in foul trouble, right?
And they still got it done.
When they needed him at the end, he came up with a big shot to put them over the hump. And then, foul shots kind of stretched it to 10 points because it was very close all game until the very end. And the foul shots kind of put Transit Tech away.
Now, can I ask you guys a question? And I'll start with JB. Did you think that was going to be the result of this game? Did you think Law and Tech was going to beat Transit Tech this game?
I say why not? Yeah, because just knowing their history, I know that Transit Tech very tough. They're the defending champs. At the Sunday service, shout out to NYC Prospects. They were down and came back and beat Clinton. But knowing just the history of Brooklyn Lawn Tech, Coach Kenny P, and those players, and how they are always ready for the big moment. I'm kind of not surprised by that because that Brooklyn 3A division over there is very tough, and they're definitely going to see them down the line in the postseason. I also think that the fact that they were able to get this win, despite the fact that on the road, despite the fact that Siani Arthur couldn't get a basket off, just shows the depth that this program has, and that's why
Absolutely.
they one of the favorites to contend in March because it's always about next man up. So if they can win a big game against the defending champs without their leading scorer making an impact throughout, you just say he had that big shot late. I mean, then they could just they up for anything. They're ready for any chance that comes to them.
Yeah,
That's well said, man. And I
man.
mean, Pooh, do you think Ashton Reynolds can bounce back? I mean, JB brings up a lot of points about that team, the style that they can win, the different types of style they can win. Is Transit just too dependent on Ashton, and you see
No,
Ashton really bouncing back from this?
not at all. I just think he just taking upon himself to lead the team. They was getting a balance scoring from everywhere, but BK Lawn Tech, these guys right here, man, these guys was unbelievable. We talk about Keyshawn Murray and who's that? Keyshawn Murray, who I mentioned, and also uh Mr. Dew himself. They were so troublesome in and around the rim, following up baskets, tip-ins, getting hustles. These guys, Abdul Diallo, Jeffrey Franklin, these guys were just everywhere. Their hands were moving. They were getting all the loose balls, diving out of bounds, saving the ball from going out of bounds. So Brooklyn Law Tech, they do the dirty work. Kind of what I would say, what Leo Cohen's, the former founder of Jeff Jam, or the former CEO, he would say, we're the sanitation workers. We're the garbage, right? We're the mechanics.
That's
We're the
right.
guy that's under the roof.
Junkyard dogs, baby.
They're doing the dirty work, and they're getting
Yeah.
it done. So salute to Brooklyn Lawn Tech.
Yeah, and it shows what kind of program they have that they could have different guys step up and get they may not get the points every game or they may not get the shine, but they're doing those little things to get you that get you those wins on the road.
Man. So let's start off with you, Jaquan, our guest for the night. I know you want to touch on some scores and some games that you saw. What are some games that you saw throughout the week that caught your attention?
Yeah.
Jan.
So, my fault. I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
there you
here. Sorry
go.
about that.
There he is.
Yeah,
All right,
somebody
cool.
reached out to me, so I was trying to
Cool.
get some intel on that game that happened tonight. But yeah, right back at it. So one game that I was at this week was Monroe versus Kennedy. Monroe, there was, I think it was a battle for one team was 4-1. They were both 4-1. So one team had to get a big win over the other. And Monroe wanted to protect home court. Kennedy coming into this game had some big wins on the road. They beat TMA last week in Harlem. I was there for that. That was a big game
Nice
for them.
win.
And they beat TMA twice. They beat TMA last Saturday as well. So
Wow.
that kind of really struck Monroe and we're like, well, we got to protect our home court. And they dominated them from start to finish. Monroe dominated them. They won 70-34. It was a nice balanced attack. I think just about everybody scored in that game. And that was preparing them for the late games they had this at the end of this week. Like tonight, they playing Naz. As soon as I find some info on that game, I'll figure out who won that one. But this Monroe team, I'm looking forward to seeing them more this season. I'm waiting for that the return game when they host Eagle in a couple of weeks. But this Monroe team got a better schedule this year, and they're going to be playing some really tough competition all around. Also, big shout out to Wings Academy. They got a big comeback win against Kennedy at home. This is the post Billy Turnage era, but they got a couple of guys on there. One of them, his name is Justin Janelle, class of 2025. He had a big game. They got a few guys on there that can give you 20 plus a night in the post Billy Turner's area. So the rebuilding for them is not a total rebuild. There's some guys up there that can step. It probably, it's gonna take some time to get used to that team, and they might not be at the top of the division, but they're getting it done.
Jay, do you think James Monroe have what it takes to get to like an Elite Eight or Final Four status? Because I think the only thing that's holding them back is them getting over the hump during those big games.
Right. And they have to prove that. Let's see how their non-conferences, if they get some big non-conference wins. I think if they could win, if they could take the Bronx Borough title crown from Eagle. I'm not saying they're gonna do it.
Oh,
If they can take what would get them there is if they get some big non-conference wins. They can at least split the series against Eagle Bronx. They got to get some quality signature wins and at least win the Bronx Borough title to get a proper seeding where they don't have to go through a long stretch of playing all the Brooklyn schools to get there. But this is a year they have to get over that hump. And I think that I like their chances. But they have to get the big wins first.
They match up very weird. They match up very differently than Eagle Bronx. When you say JB, I mean, James Monroe's got some height. I mean, Eagle Bronx has really no height. They're mostly all guards.
Yeah, they got some. I think they got a 6'8" guy on that. There's a 6'8" guy on the Eagle squad, but they got the talent and the toughness to go up against James Monroe. I think James Monroe was up by 2 when they played at Eagle, and Eagle came back and won. I think what it really comes down to with Monroe is when in those situations they lay executions, making the right plays, standing firm
offense.
and keeping the other team from actually, winning that game. I think that the little things and they can do it. I know that I saw them play Eagle at Smart Ball, and that was the summer. That's totally different from the season. But I think that this is a team that is continuing to grow as the season progresses. They're very much improved team than last year. And once Monroe continues to learn and bounce back from, whatever games they have this season, we'll see. When they play in their non-conference games, they got the Swiss Classic coming up in January when they play Newark Arts from Jersey. They got Eagle Bronx coming up again soon. They got a couple of games coming up where they're going to see where they are as a team. But given it just take a sense of togetherness and execution, late game execution. I think that they have learned a lot since that loss to Eagle on the road, where they were up too late and they wound up losing composure. So
how does
that's
the big
a team
man look so far?
So I saw some good things from Harvin Guevara against Kennedy. Showed his versatility, handling the ball, going up and down the court, shooting mid-range jump shot, catching lobs. He showed some things in that win against Kennedy, and he can do a lot more than many big men we have seen over the years. He could do a lot more. He's definitely not stiff, and this is a guy who could as the season progresses, we're going to see more from him.
You think he's getting enough usage, JB? Like, I know they have some tough guys. I like some of their older guys. I think are real strong, but I always wonder, does he sometimes get lost in that offense, or are the guys giving him enough touches? Especially at the top, because you have a 7-foot center up top creating. Think of all the space, Pooh, in the offense. As a guy who maybe doesn't want to hit a jump shot, wants to post up a guy. You could really point out certain matchups with a big up top like that who could pass.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. But I've watched Jada Swan lock him up, so that should never happen in any situation. All right, so he got to prove to me that he can tough it out and that he can play above the rim at some points.
Yeah, consistently,
Yes,
even
definitely,
in the half court slow offense for sure.
definitely. So that's that's is that all the games that you've seen, Jay? You got any more games you want
Um,
to talk about?
so basically, well, I got more. I'm going to be seeing more games the next week, but I just been following along for a lot that's going on. Shout out to Iona Prep, got a big win against Hayes tonight, and would definitely like to speak a lot about the Iona Prep team out in Westchester. Looking forward to seeing them very soon.
Shout out Coach
Uh,
Phillip for that win, huh?
Shout out to Coach Phillip, shout out to Johnny Keenan. Um,
It,
got a
it
big
seemed like
win.
every time Cardinal Hayes seemed like they're ready to bounce back with a win. They get another loss, and these are quality losses. They need these wins. They need these quality losses to turn into quality wins, right? For
Right.
for
Yeah.
people to start at least trying to take them serious, and to make sure that come playoff time they have a spot. You know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean the season is still early at this point.
Whoa! Breaking
Monroe just being
news!
ass. I told you. I told you this is a team
Breaking
that's
news!
continuously growing.
Breaking news!
They
Wow.
just continuously grow, man.
That's a quality win.
Wow. You
That's
talk
a
about
quality
non-league wins,
glasses, Coach
JB.
Glasses. Good job.
Non-league wins, JB, right there.
That's a
Oh,
Yeah,
good
they
win.
continue.
Appreciate you, Mace. Thank you.
If this was last year's Monroe team, they would have lost by like 10, 15 points.
yeah,
This is a
Wow.
totally different team this year.
yeah.
Totally different team. No disrespect to my guys on last year's Monroe team. Got love for them. Got all the love for the Monroe program. But this year's team is showing so much growth. And that's one example of that. Going out to Brooklyn and beating a very good Nas team. That's going to give them the confidence going forward.
Right. Wow. That is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, they're a tough
Says
matchup, Foo. They're a tough
CK said,
matchup.
keep in mind, Navins lost last week to Albany Green Tech Charter 2. Yeah, they're taking some tough losses. You know, you gotta give Coach Irvin some credit for making sure they have a strong schedule. But man, that is a solid win by James Monroe. They needed that solid win to improve their resume. For sure.
Right.
Coach B, what you got going on?
You guys want to hit up some Catholic League scores? What do you guys think?
Yeah. Let's talk about some
Yeah,
of those.
because
I
I
have a
definitely
few.
want
I
to
have a
give some
few.
love to our out of towners, like we talked about with Christ the King. I mean, 2 quality victories over the Pace Academy in the Iolani Classic. Can't believe I didn't botch that. Cam Ziegler again, Pooh. Like I told you, JB. I don't know if you've seen him yet. Guy's an absolute stud for Christ the King. Coach CJ Steve got to shout out my guy Christ the King. Gave me a little inside scoop on him before the season started. Said he liked him a lot, and he's been real productive. And then a big win against St. John Bosco with Pang dropping 30 points, missing I think 2 shots,
Woo!
lighting it up.
Dang. Definitely. 30
Yeah,
piece.
I mean he's probably JB, probably one of my top available guys besides VJ Edgecombe in the country. I mean, explosive player, playing unbelievable. Has had schools
Oh,
like
yes.
Clemson over him recently, and then I got to give some love to Stepanak. In some rankings they got him up to probably a top 10 team, but when you play schools like Mount Verde, Cooper Flag, and you're playing IMG Academy, it's tough out there. So I thought Boogie Flan did his thing in both games. They played a lot better in the IMG game. But those are just some out of town scores. What did you guys see this week?
But speaking of out of town, Scaling is definitely out of town. They beat
Yes,
Marion County in
absolutely.
Kentucky. They blew them out,
Yep.
40 piece, 89-49.
What do you
So
guys
we
think
want
of
to
the
show some
Scanlon
love.
team? JP, what do you think of the Scanlon team? Have you seen them at all this
Um,
year?
I saw them in the preseason at the
Yeah.
Harlem World Classic. Shout out to Mercy and Wes out there for running that. And of course, Coach Bingo. They're very good. They'll sneak up on you. Many guys can step up. Giovanni Fabre, they call him Gio. He plays for Scanlon. He was the MVP out there this week at the Tarkanian Classic after they won that
Wow.
championship. So shout in. So knowing that there's guys aside from they call players such as Nasir Rodriguez, Caleb Popote, Darren Farlane, Dior Anderson.
Yeah,
These
you're already four
there's guys
deep,
out
and you
there that
haven't
can
even
step up
named
for
that
them.
kid yet. Yeah.
Big, yeah, exactly. So their core, each night you hear about a different player on the Scanlon team that has stepped up big during this trip to Vegas. So major salute to them. Also shout out to the Scanlon girls as well, who was getting big wins out there in DC and in Vegas. Coach Mercedes Dukes and the squad. They're definitely going up as one of the top premier girls programs, not only in the city but in the nation. So yeah, the Scanlon program, they'll sneak up on you. They when they play in league play, uh in January, it's gonna we're gonna see where this team stands. But big game against Eagle Bronx next week at the Jordan Holiday Classic on the 28th.
Yeah, speaking of girls, Mary Burcham, man, they
Yes.
keep rolling, man. These girls, Coach Noel, he got them playing solid. They
Right.
smacked their latest opponent 100-32. Junior guard sensation Verilyn Aviles scored 30
Right.
points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and Anaya Burton Hernandez had 23 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Emily Pinnock Jarrett, I wonder if she's related to the Pinnock family. PD Nation represent. She had 14 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Brianna Pilo, 13 points, 9 rebounds. All right,
Jeez.
4 assists. The Mary
Putting up
Burcham
numbers.
Lady Blazers. Listen, if y'all haven't seen them play, trust me, you will love to see these girls play. Verilyn has been outstanding. I've been watching her since last year. She's only a junior. Last year, she averaged a 20 piece. I think she got a 1,000-point, right? So she's on her way already. 2 more years, she can rack up another 1,000 or so, 1,500 points the way she's going.
Right.
She's averaging 24 points a game, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, and 4 steals. While Naya Burton Hernandez, is averaging 16 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks a game. Right? They're currently on the 5-game winning streak, and they're 6-0. 5 players averaging double figures. This is crazy. And once their combo guard, Kadidi Attitude, you know I'm gonna mess that name up. It's crazy long. Diallo.
Could be Khadija.
Who?
Could be pronounced with Khadija.
Oh, Kadia. All right, cool. Yes,
Khadija,
that is
Khadija,
her.
yeah.
Yes. She's returning. She's returning from a season-ending injury that she suffered last season. I remember seeing her on the bench, and Coach said, "Pull, wait till she comes back. Our team is going to be able to compete against everyone, even the top schools."
Right.
So, she will make her return, and she averaged 19 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. So I know she can't wait to get in the court. But listen to this.
Right.
Remember this name, Jordana Schrecker, a.k.a. the Southpaw from New Dorp. They clobbered Washington Urban 87-42. But within that game, Jordana, she recorded this year's first quadruple double. 21 points, 15 rebounds, 13 assists, and 10 points. Yes, Coach B, a quadruple double. So we want to blow a big whistle on that. Salute to Jordana Schrecker, New Dorp guard. Crazy. She is tough.
The Southpaw, my goodness.
She is tough. Here she go right here. Show her making the layup. Oh, there she go right there. She's a left-teeth Southpaw. They call her the Southpaw. So you already know she's giving it to everybody unorthodox.
I hope the Wagner women's team makes sure she doesn't leave Staten Island.
Hey, man, that'll be solid if she go there. because Brooklyn
Yeah.
Lawn Tech has a girl that they just sent there from last year. She was
Right.
MVP of the All City game for sure.
Okay.
Young women's leadership. They're 6-0. They beat Queens High School teaching with Anika Murillo, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Janez Ramirez, 15 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. And Zaria Batson, 14 points, 9 rebounds. Big shout out to B City champions Bronx Prep. They are 6-0 as well and looking to repeat behind the win over Lions Charter, 50-39. So salute to all the girls doing their thing on the hardwood. Salute to all the coaches, for sure.
Well, shout out to the Lady Cougars of South Bronx Prep, man. Great program being built there. All the success that the boys have these years is now building off to the women's side. Um, Shout out to the coach over there. He's great program, man. Great program over there in the South Bronx, man. One of many
That's all
programs to send your kids, especially if you a girls basketball player as well.
for sure. I think they definitely have a chance to repeat. I watched them last year. I was just so amazed by the program and these girls. They battle. If y'all ever been to these girls' game, you know how hard they play, and to see the girls cheering and pulling for each other and just being classy on the court as well, but still having that tough-minded effort to still compete and win the game. So salute to Bronx Prep Charter. Coach B,
South Bronx
let's go
Prep.
to Long Island, South Bronx Charter. That's right, South Bronx Charter. Yes. Let's go out to Long Island. What's going on out there?
Well, first we're going to start out with the big game of the week on Long Island. Lehigh got a chance to take on Don Bosco. It's kind of been a little rival.
Oh,
And Dylan Harper, who just committed to Rutgers, and it was a great matchup. I mean, these guys went toe to toe. Lehigh ended up coming over the top. The guy I told you about, Caden Mingo, who's been unbelievable, leading that entire league in points. Once again, monster game. 17 points, led them in scoring, was terrific, extremely efficient. And Pooh and JB, I did hear some news that I don't know. I've kind of known for a while. I never want to break it to the St. John's fans, but kind of has been confirmed by a couple different sources. I don't think VJ Edgecombe is going to St. John's, guys. And I wanted to tell you guys, but I don't want to break your heart because as good as this kid is, I just think he's going somewhere else. And I sorry, St. John's fans, don't hurt me. I'm just what I'm reporting, my friends. I'm sorry.
oh yeah, I found that out too. Like I'm shocked to Trilly Donovan. Like I kind of figured at the rate
Exactly.
he's going on right now, St. John's is not going to be the move for VJ. I don't know exactly where he's going, but I know at this point, looking like a lottery pick, we know the obvious choice, obvious choices of where he's going.
Yeah, and it's funny, JB and Pook, is those rosters, man, that recruiting class for some of those heavy hitters. Like I've always thought he's a Duke or Kentucky guy. Are filling up pretty quick. A guy like Billy Richmond, local guy, just signed to Kentucky recently, and I mean, Pook, this kid's a
Right.
monster. I mean, that Kentucky class is stacked. Bogey, all those guys. Same with Duke. So this guy's a major program changer. So very interested to see where he's going to go. Unfortunately, like JB said, it won't be the Johnnies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
definitely
really
won't.
I thought when I was looking at the choices for Boogie, I really thought he was going to choose Indiana. I really thought he was going to choose Indiana.
Mm.
Not saying he's not built for Kentucky. He could play anywhere in the country, but I think with his style of play, Indiana probably would have been a nice fit. Indiana would have been a nice fit because again, you know, he's going to have a lot of guards he's going to have to compete against for playing time every night. And I think you want to go there. And that's why I love the choice that he picked with Kentucky because it shows me that he's not afraid of the competition.
Definitely not. And then his latest performances show that. Definitely. And Calipari showed that he really wanted him. So right then and there, you see how dedicated Calipari was, the home visits, the last minute pitch, coming all the way from Kentucky up to New York to come see him. We already knew like it's not a fluke, and I think he's going to do well. Also, depending on who on this current team at Kentucky is leaving,
Yeah, who
he
goes
could probably
pro,
come in
right?
and fill a void. Yeah, so he's definitely going to make an impact, and this is a guy who's ready for anything at this point.
What about Ian Jackson at North Carolina? What do you think about him and his choice to go there? But before we go there, right? Uh, let's talk about Rob Dillingham, right? Because we
Right.
we know that the Wagner kid was going there, and he had a good game so far, right? He had a good couple of games, but it's been Dillingham's show. If he leaves, that creates more space. But if he doesn't leave because he's getting that NIL money, who knows, right? He's in a
Right.
comfortable situation, want to put himself in a better situation. They're saying he might go top 10 in the draft. We don't
Well,
know.
I think both of them, and JB, you let me know too. I think both of them are top 20 picks. To be honest, I think Rob's going to continue to grow into the top 15 to top 10, especially the way he could just score. And they don't really, especially Kentucky, they appreciate the impact that you have there, not really the super number you put up. So if he only has to put up 15, 16 points a game, and he could still be a lottery pick. At least that's what I think.
I think that
Right.
will help. Now, and again, transition to the first
Yeah.
question I asked you about
That's why I think
Ian
Boogie will be
Jackson.
fantastic next year. I think he'll have the full reins because I think those two will be gone.
And I
I
think
don't
his
know. Do
game
you agree,
translate
JB?
on that level.
Right. Definitely. Knowing Kentucky's history, how they are with underclassmen, they don't really stay long. I think the only thing that's going to keep a guy to stay past year one or year two at Kentucky is like if they get injured somewhat, or
Yeah.
it's a short thing that the stock isn't there. And, Calipari's the guy that just once he feels that you're ready for the pros, time for you to declare for that draft. So yeah, I that's how I see. I think that they're definitely on their way to being first round picks. You can see the success of the current Kentucky players in the NBA like Shai Gilgeous Alexander, who I think might have played a year or two at Kentucky, as well as others like Julius Randle, Devin Booker. The list goes on. Tyrese Maxey, you know, is definitely a sure thing that you know the only thing keeping them from going into the NBA in the spring is pretty much injury. But yeah, I think they're good to go and let the next class come and step in for them.
And like I mentioned before, Ian Jackson going to North Carolina, right? He's
Right.
going to the ACC. He's going to be playing in, uh, that beautiful atmosphere of North Carolina alums that, produce so many pro basketball players. The list
Yeah.
is
Right.
unlimited. How do you think he's going to do there once he gets to North Carolina?
I think he's going to do well. This is why when he transferred to OSL to play under Coach Pete, I was with it because I felt like him playing in against higher competition, which he already can manage, you know, tells me that he's going to be fine when he gets to North Carolina. He's going to be fine, playing amongst those guys. My only concern is let's see if is it let's see who's staying at Carolina. Basically, like RJ Davis is killing right now. Right now at North Carolina. I'm not sure
Yeah.
what
Don't you think
his
a lot will be cleared out by next year, JB? I feel like Baycott will be gone,
yeah,
RJ will be gone. It might be him and Elliott pretty much running the show.
it might be him and Elliott, but then also there's a chance that depending on how Elliott game progresses and how the season goes, Elliott might leave too. So I'm not too sure. I don't really follow the draft stuff until like April, May, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So I really think that Ian's gonna be in good hands when he gets there. I know that for sure.
Yeah, I agree, Pooh. I think enough will be cleared out, and I just think he's so dynamic of an offensive and defensive player. Will his shooting percentage be terrific? Probably not, but I think he'll put up consistent numbers there. And, he's got a great personality. I know he's a great kid off the court. And, he is a Coach P, and I know he's definitely going against some good competition. But, this kid's just ready to go. To me, I feel like this kid's been ready to go to UNC for over a year, you know?
Ian Jackson is a superstar. Flat out. I think he's ready for the moment. I think the move to OSL was a great move. It wasn't a lateral move. It was definitely a step up. And I think he needed to test the waters and better competition to get his game ready for the ACC in North Carolina. So definitely salute to Ian Jackson. And
Absolutely. Love the kid.
Elijah Moore, who's going to be another ACC player coming out of New York,
Oh, yeah.
going to Syracuse.
Love
for
Choppa.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
One of the best
Yeah,
shooters in the country.
Oh, going to be phenomenal in college. Going to be another superstar. I love Moore. I think he's a outstanding player, and I think he's in a perfect spot.
For sure, for sure.
Oh.
So since we talked about some highlighted players, there's a few more that I like to mention.
I can hit some Long Island scores, Pooh. I can hit some Long Island scores. Pooh,
Yeah, we're gonna get into that before we wrap up. I just want to make sure that I touch on these players right here. We talked about OSL. Can we talk about OSL? They got this kid named UG German. You ever heard about him?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's a freshman. Man, that kid right there, I seen play preseason. This kid can go. This kid is going to be a star. I'm letting you know now. This kid is going to be a star. He's going to be ready. Primetime player, plays both sides of the court, and he's only a freshman or a sophomore. I want to say freshman. All right, but I'm going to say sophomore because he's 16, so I'm going to say sophomore.
Okay.
This kid is ready. He plays for OSL.
I like Jordan Skyers too, Pooh. He's been fantastic for them. Tons of steals, playing the top, doing a lot. JB, have you seen Skyers? You like how Jordan has played?
Yeah, I've seen Skyers a lot. Saw him over the summer at Dykeman playing with Riverside. I saw him, I went to the OSL opening gym. I also got to see him play. I was also at the OSL Prolific game when they went against Prolific. He came up big in that game. Him along with Eric Mejia. Shout out to those two.
Shout out Eric Mejia too.
Along with Ian Jackson and Chopper that went off for like 59 points in that game combined. So again, Skyers is very good guard, highly athletic, tough, can really help a big program out wherever he commits to in the future.
Yeah, and my mistake on Mr. German, he's only a freshman. I think he's 15. So I want to make sure we get that right. For sure. And another player I want to touch on, Rob Phelps Jr. If y'all know anything about Rob Phelps, he's the 15th leading scorer in New York State history. And he got his son to come back home after being at Christ King for 2 years, and he's definitely lighting it up. Lefty, can shoot it, slasher. Definitely has that Phelps heart because he's not scared to dive on the floor and get the loose balls and get his team involved. So it's another rising junior that I'm definitely going to be putting out soon. We're putting out this rising stars list of people I think, need to get on other people's radar because they're definitely on mine.
Right.
All right, Coach. Let's tap into Long Island real quick.
Just some other big games this week. Another couple teams in my top 10. Chaminade knocked off Elmont in a close game. Joe Noss again, 20 points, big shooter from Chaminade. Another big game. And I want to say Elmont, tremendous bounce back game as they took on Sewanaka, who was undefeated coming into the game. Cassius Moore, senior guard, terrific game. Got Elmont back over the top. I mean, that's a huge win. And Elmont looks like a team that can make a serious run in the national playoffs. Um, another thing I want to talk about, Pooh. I got to see Bayshore play a couple times. They knocked off Northport. I got to watch them play Comac recently. I just think they have the most dynamic duo in Long Island, not in Lehigh, with Christian Smiley and Carter Wilson. Smiley's 6'6". I've told you about him. I think he's
Yeah.
phenomenal. I think he's going to be player of the year. And his point guard, Carter Wilson, the transfer from St. John the Baptist. Another guy should be on the D1 radar. I mean, phenomenal. Passing, playing defense, hitting shots, creating a ton of offense, getting others involved, picking guys off the ground. They're both taking charges, up 30 points. These guys are serious this year, and I think they're ready to take Bayshore to the next level. So I wanted to make sure we shouted out them and Coach Parham over at Bayshore because they're really doing their thing.
I think I need to go to one of those games out in Bayshore and check them out. I need to go to Chaminade, Baldwin, and just show them some love. And just
Baldwin had a nice win over Far Rock. Timberlake again, 20 points. Chase Timberlake. Jalen Waters goes to Brooklyn Collegiate, and this guy Timberlake steps up and takes advantage of the opportunity. JB, I don't know if you've seen him. You have probably seen him over the offseason. This kid Chase Timberlake making a ton of shots. Terrific scorer in Nassau.
Oh, definitely got to check out Long Island action with Chase Timberlake. Man, I've not seen him play. I did see Jalen Waters over the Thanksgiving break, but I definitely will have to keep that name in mind.
Well, fellas, sure. I definitely want to talk about the biggest upset of 2023 going into the new year, and that has to go to Susan E. Wagner out of Staten Island. Wow. Show some love for Coach Kosh and the boys.
Big up Susan Wagner.
We talking about big wins. This was a huge win. Eagle Academy of Brooklyn ran into Coach Kasha and his Susan Wagner program. Let me tell you, this is one of the more classier programs. I've been watching them for a few years, especially with them having the Xavier Barrows and that crew that made it to the final eight. They made it to the final eight 2 years in a row. So salute to Coach Kosh and the program, Coach Richie and everybody over there. And they beat Eagle at the Falcons Nest. You can't get more gangster than that. Eagle got the Eagles Nest, Wagner got the Falcons Nest, and they was led by basketball heads rising star Devin Lewison. Let me tell you something about this kid. Devin Lewison remember that name. I remember seeing him during his freshman year at Susan E. Wagner when he played JV and beat Campus Magnet on a game-winning shot. Like we talking about 3 seconds left. He goes to 5 seconds left. He goes the full length of the court, hits the layup. All right. Devin's number 0. He had 25 points, lighting up Eagle Academy. And then we go to the little big man. And I call him little big man because he's not 6'8". He's not 6'7". He's around 6'3", 6'4". We talk about Makai Jackson. Makai Jackson, he had 18 points and 21 rebounds. How do you do that with Eagle Academy's front line?
Yeah, with
18 points, 21 rebounds. Go ahead,
with those forwards, Pooh. With those forwards. I mean, that was the most impressive front line I've seen in a while. I mean, that's really impressive. 21 rebounds.
Makai has so much heart, and he doesn't back down from anyone. He's the veteran of the team. He's that leader, that senior leadership that brings hard work and grit every night. And when you got players like Devin Lewison, who's been around the program, he played last year with the veterans as a sophomore, waited his turn. And I told him, I said, it's going to be your turn next year. And he's showing and proved that he's ready to play with the big boys in the city. Salute to Devin Lewison. and the whole Lewisson family, for sure.
It's big right
What do
there.
y'all think about that win?
Go ahead,
Oh, you
Because
JB.
want to start, Brian?
yeah, hold
Okay.
on. Let me just say this. Coach
Go ahead,
Kasha,
JB.
34 years, over 400 wins. So he knows how to win a
Wow.
game or two.
Right. And this win comes at a time where they was really getting over a hump. I seen Susan Wagner in person at the NYC Prospect Sunday service when they lost to Bertram, and they lost to Bertram. They got out. They was coming back, and it was a back and forth in the last few seconds. And I think the big man from Bertram blocked. He may have blocked Makai's shot or someone else's shot. Someone shot on Susan Wagner to seal the win. And let me tell you, I was looking at Devin Lewison when he accepted the award. This kid hates losing. If I'm a coach, you like to have a kid that hates losing rather than one that loves winning. And that's the type of mentality Devin Lewison has. So, knowing that they lost a few more games after that, I believe, because I've been following their
They
social
lost a
media
tough one
page.
against Lincoln at home,
Yeah, they
buzzer
lost
beater.
to Lincoln. They lost to
Yeah,
Lincoln. They lost to South Shore.
Yes.
So that's some tough losses. So for them to get this win against the defending champs, big shout out to the PSAL for with these new divisions, because you have Brooklyn and Staten Island teams going up against each other
yeah,
regularly during the regular season, and that's not just great for the teams, that's also great for the league itself. So
absolutely.
it's that's just a big example right there of how this new realignment has worked so well for the league. So salute to the PSL for that, because if anyone who was against that realignment saw what Susan Wagner did, well, now
Yeah.
they should realize. Well, that's big right there.
Yeah,
Now,
salute
do
to the
you think
PSL.
so? You think both those guys are scholarship players?
Who's that? We talking about
Oh,
Lewisson, and Lewisson definitely, I think, has a chance. And of course, if you're any team, I think D2, D3, especially D2 like Makai Jackson, you
right.
want that grit. You need a player
Yeah,
like that because he's not going to back down,
yeah,
right? He's going to be out there playing every night, and he can step up and knock the three down as well. So, definitely you can't pass up on a guy like that that's going to get you 18 points, 21 rebounds against
yeah,
future Division I players at Eagle Academy.
yeah. What do you think,
Right.
JB? You think they're both guys who can play at the next level? Like how high would you say both those guys could go?
Well, I mean, I don't consider myself a scout, but I mean, with the performances they have been putting on, there's no doubt that they're scholarship players on the next level. Um, Regardless, I got to see them more to see where they fit in. Devin Lewis might be a guy that could probably down the line play at a low major Division One, or a high D2. Makai Jackson, you say he can step out the three as well as get rebounds and stuff. I mean, I know plenty of guys. I'm not saying he's a Division One player. Like I said, I'm not a scout, but
Yeah,
there's plenty of guys on the Division One level, 6'4", 6'6", who fit into these Division One teams that are playing the wing position, the four, small ball four, and whatnot. And I just got to see them more to see where they fit in. But without a doubt, with their heart and the numbers they've been putting up, they're basically a scholarship players on just about any level they desire.
yeah. Because I honestly can't believe after watching Eagle live, and shout out Eagle, they treated me and Pooh like gold. I mean, they rolled out the red carpet for me. Probably one of the best atmospheres I've enjoyed in a long time. So
Yeah.
definitely want to shout out
Right.
Eagle for all that love, 100%. But I can't even fathom how they lost with that much talent, that much depth. I mean, Pooh, were they just missing shots? Were they not boxing out? I mean, it's crazy. I thought this Brooklyn Eagle team was almost unstoppable.
It's hard to win at the Falcons' Nest. It's not a small court like over at
Yeah.
Eagle, but their fans and spectators over at the Falcons' Nest are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Right.
And their
And
coach is fantastic. I know that. Yeah.
oh man, and Coach Caution, man, is definitely a class act. You got both classy organizations in Eagle Academy and
Right.
Susan Wagner. So listen, for them not to play as well. They didn't Eagle Academy didn't have their best game. But then again, I won't take away credit from what Susan Wagner did that
Right.
night. Right. So you can't take no credit away from them.
Yeah.
Again, salute to the whole program
Now, does it
and what
concern
they're able to
you?
achieve.
Does it concern either of you long term that, kind of looking back at almost a complete view of the Eagle team, they have kind of struggled at some times. If you think about the Collegiate game, the Wagner game, and the Eagle Bronx game, they have struggled kind of putting two really good halves together. They've
Right.
looked the real part for 2 quarters 100%. But full game, we've yet to see Eagles' best game, and I just want to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
Well, since you got them to go to the championship again, right? And
Yeah,
we all said they might repeat. It's a little scary. It's just a little scary right now, especially with this loss. So I know they're gonna definitely have to regroup and see, what they're gonna look like against Jefferson and South Shore. Because I know
yeah,
Jefferson and South Shore definitely paying attention, like, y'all was the
Right.
number one PSL team. Y'all were number 4 in the city
yeah,
overall.
Right.
Right, Jay? What do you think, Jay?
Right. Yeah. You gotta one thing about this Eagle team, they got so many new faces. Well, you can say
yeah,
about a lot of teams in the city, but so many new faces. There's a lot to get going. There's a lot for them to for mesh and stuff. I would say you were correct about playing complete halves of basketball because when I was at Eagle Brooklyn for ring night, that third quarter, Jefferson outscored them 27-18
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
in that third quarter. A lot of people
yeah,
did not see that. Well, they seen it, but they didn't. They would not notice the numbers behind that.
yeah,
Jefferson, it was just that it took Jefferson missing a lot of free throws down the stretch, and Eagles defense for them to seal that win. Of course, timely shots. Jakai was on fire that night.
yeah,
Johnny Johnny Fleming, he was killing.
yeah.
JoJo was killing as well as Mingok Lock. Mingok, that's his name.
Mangok,
We're
that's
trying
Yeah,
our
it.
he
best.
was
All I
killing
know
as
That's
is
what
well.
we
we
doing.
lost. That's all I know.
Yeah.
They're resilient. They can bounce back. So they took on their championship run last year. They took their bumps, and they're going to take their bumps this season as well. So it's normal at this point. Eagle Brooklyn will always find a way to bounce back, and now that they got these pieces, they're going to continue to. And as the season progresses, we'll see where this team is headed. So that a loss like that is pretty normal. Talking about
And
the
Eddie
Brooklyn
is hurt
fan.
too. Eddie is hurt.
Yeah, Eddie's hurt. So
Yes, we
Yeah,
won't be
Eddie
able to
out
get
hopefully
to
for
they
that.
the
get
Stuff.
6 weeks.
Eddie back in time.
Hurt the same foot he hurt over the summer. His coach told me. So hopefully
Okay,
Eddie a speedy recovery.
Yes,
right.
speed of recovery for
Definitely with some
sure.
speedy recovery.
Sure. Another school I want to give some love to. But before we go there, I just like to mention Connor Ego. Connor Ego. I'm gonna keep saying it again. Poly Prep
Yeah,
star, Connor Ego. He's a two-sport guy. He plays quarterback and he's the leading scorer for the Poly Prep Devils on the basketball team. He had
JB, you seen
38
him yet?
points. 38 points.
yes. I saw him in
I don't know
person
how this kid
at
doesn't have 10
This
D1 offers, JB.
this kid is
yeah.
he's gonna watch. He will, because he can go anywhere he want in the country.
I'm waiting for one
The
of these
grade is
guys
top
to,
notch.
man up and make it official because I'm sure there's going to be 7 of them right after that.
Right, definitely athletic two-sport athlete. When I saw him in person at Zavarian for the NYC Prospect Sunday service, he
Yeah.
was really impacting the game on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Going against the Zavarian team that's tough defensively in their own right because they like to hold teams to less than 60 points. But
Absolutely.
for probably Prep, his defense although Kareem Kamara's timely shot making really got them to win that game. Uh, yeah, Connor Eagle's tough, very tough player. He was a big impact on the defensive end for that team. Really, disrupting shots and stuff like that, rebounding the ball. He had a size advantage up front against Zavarian in that game. So, his defensive game is tough. That's what where I saw him make an impact on that end. But offensively, I know he has has the ability to put up big numbers.
Yeah, and Pooh, that's why I love JB and respected him since probably the day I bumped into him on a court. The fact that he brings up his defense, this guy makes an impact in multiple ways. You know,
Right.
that's why I give him such a seal. Why I'm so confident with him at that level is that he doesn't have to score 25 points to be a Division One player. This guy does it in multiple ways. He's the guy who helps you win. He's the guy you look at and you're like, wow, I played him 28 minutes and his plus minus is plus 20 something, like he's just the
Right.
guy who can help you out and win, and if you need him to score, he can score. You need him to play defense, he defends. So he's the guy I'm super high on, and I'm glad you guys feel the same way.
Yeah.
Right.
Another fact that he's a football player. He's tough minded. He has that
Yeah,
grit to him. And
smart man.
and the highlight that we showed of him last week, he had a dunk, a block, and a rebound all in like the first minute and a half.
Yeah,
Wow.
jumps
So
off the
that
page.
definitely. Another school I want to give a shout out to, John Bound. John Bound.
Yes.
Coach
Chris
Diaz has,
Judge.
Chris
man,
Judge.
he got them playing awesome. He got them playing awesome. They beat Queens High School of Teaching 67-56 and Eagle Academy 76-50. Coach Diaz is getting a balanced attack from Chris Judd, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 5 steals, 4 assists, and Khalil Mitchell, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 6 steals, 3 assists. Josiah Salmon, right? I had Solomon. My bad, Josiah. Josiah Salmon, 7 points, 10 rebounds, 4 steals, 3 blocks. And Datek Taylor, 5 points, 10 rebounds, 5 steals, 3 assists. And in the next game, another balanced attack when they beat Eagle Academy. This time you had Khalil Mitchell leading the way with 16 points, 8 rebounds, 3 steals. And then Chris Judd, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Daryl Taylor, not Datek. It's Daryl Taylor, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Josiah Salmon, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. And Abdul Sissoko, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks. Now, when I look at their stat sheet and knowing that these guys played the same way in the Hirsch Classic and they're still delivering high quality basketball at all positions, you got to give props to Coach Diaz and what he's doing with that John Bound team. Just simply
Tremendous
amazing.
coach. Absolutely.
Simply amazing. Who else? Okay. I want to give a big rest in peace to PJ Singleton's dad. PJ lost his dad. Great fit in the family. Salute to the whole White family and everything that they do. But PJ has come out and PJ has been tough. He's shot his way out of his shooting slump. All right. He had 28 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 steals against E. Hall, and then 22 points against Curtis. Remember, I said last week, once he comes out of his shooting slump, Canarsie is going to be tough.
Oh
And
yeah.
he's definitely shot his way out of his shooting slump. For sure.
Yeah, definitely shout out PJ Singleton. I try and be unbiased as I can, but PJ Singleton is one of my favorite kids in New York City, hands down. And a tremendous young man who lost, a great guy in his life, and it's just so sad. Personally, I went through the same thing. I lost my dad at a young age, so definitely struck a
Yeah.
chord. I reached out to him.
Yes.
He's much stronger kid than I am. I give him credit. He's a great young man and just such a bright future. And hopefully his teammates, his family will rally around him because he's just a kid that's so easy to root for. Po and JB.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Rest in peace to his father, Jay Singleton. Great kid. I saw him many times during the summer and the preseason. Uh, Great kid. Great big piece for that locking team. And shout out to the whole sorry Canarsie team. Shout out to the Canarsie community for rallying around Coach Edwards, Coach Ricky Rivers, the JV coach and the assistant on the varsity team. His players, they rallied around him. They supported him. Uh, you know, everyone who was rallied around this kid made sure that he was good. And the fact that this kid shows so much resiliency, what
So
PJ
much.
is going through and how he bounced back, I hope that's our motivation to his peers, all the players and all the teenagers, whether you're a ball player or not, in this city, when you are dealing with a sudden loss in your life. Sometimes you're gonna have grief, but always the show must go on sometimes, and you got to learn how when you're going through a loss, you can grieve as much as you want to, but there's always a way you got to bounce back. And luckily, PJ has basketball as a way to escape, those things, and you know it motivates him to be great because he's basic. His father is shining, smiling down on him in heaven, and seeing him, bounce back and be resilient. And those are the type of guys that type of kids that you got to root for on the daily.
Definitely, he's definitely going to be a future Division One player. He's only a sophomore, and adversity builds character.
Right.
Definitely, for
Yes.
sure. Resiliency, all of those things build character, man. So salute
Right.
to the whole family. Salute to Coach Edwards and everything he's doing over there at Canarsie and the Wolf Pack
Right.
and the whole Wolf Pack family, for sure. Man, I think we got through everything.
We
Yeah,
need
That was
JB
dope.
on all the time, Pooh. This guy's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I told him that in the beginning. I was like, yo, early on, always hit him
No,
up, always hit
he's so
Dave up.
shy. He's a star, Pooh. The guy's a star. He's way too shy. He barely says hi to me, and I love the guy. He's a star.
Nah. Love JB,
You're not a
man.
scout, JB. You watch more games and see more kids than half these guys, man. Come on. We
I
trust
mean,
your word
yeah,
more than half these people.
well, shout out to everybody. I mean, I'm just learning the game. I just got my own point of view on covering high school ball and college ball. So, and everybody is contributing to this thing in a good way. Uh, the show's on Friday, so like Friday falls on like when a lot of big games are going on. So like the fact that I know there was a lot going on, but knowing that I was just home tonight, I had to jump on, and I thank you guys for having me on.
Anytime.
For sure. Anytime you want to come on, I definitely want to bring Shayla from Shades Days on to get her perspective because she's seeing this basketball thing through a different lens that all of us are seeing it because Scott, it's cool to get the male perspective, but I think her being the queen of this media thing in New York City, she could definitely give her a perspective on all the high school games she's seen as well.
Well, shout out to Shay and
For
shout out to
sure.
Dave. Dave was at Mount Vernon tonight. Mount Vernon, shout out to Dave. He gave me an update on Mount Vernon. They blew out a team from Yonkers by 60. They beat
Woo,
Lincoln High
y'all
School
gotta
from
get up. Got to get up to see Mount Vernon. If you haven't
Yeah,
seen and been to a Mount Vernon game, you're missing a lot. I was there last
yeah,
year. They rolled out the red carpet for me, and I got to hit up New Rochelle too. I definitely got to hit up New
yes.
Rochelle. I want to go. I got to figure out the New Rochelle. You know what we should do? We should meet up at the New Rochelle uh, Mount Vernon game because that is the rivalry.
Yeah, big rivalry.
Yeah, listen,
Big rivalry. All the
that
stories
I
I
was
heard,
there
man.
last year. Man, we talk about big rivalry. You should see they packed those gyms, and those gyms is huge up there. Like you got
Yeah,
to check them
yeah,
out for sure.
Definitely on my
yeah.
bucket list for sure. I love that program. Shout out Mount Vernon for sure and New Rochelle. I've experienced New Rochelle. Always a tough team, good program. So that'd be a great game to go to for sure. Any games you guys are looking forward to coming up after Christmas?
Wow.
Go ahead, Jay.
There's a lot going on. So I know Manhattan Sports is having a shout to Lucky he's having an event next week. He's having an event on Tuesday. Good program. Scanlon's going to be there. I think Clinton's going to be there. Kennedy's going to be there, as well as some programs from other places in the tri-state area. Then there's the Jordan Holiday Classic. Stacked. You know, we talked about the schedule earlier.
Hold
New York,
on,
New
Jay.
Jersey.
Yo, I need some media passes. I'm letting it know right now. I need some media passes. This is Glenn Poole-Hardy from Basketball Heads. I need to be in the building. So hook your boy up so we can be in that building covering the Jordan Classic, man. Come on, man. Do what's right with your boy.
Come on,
Gotta
JB.
be
You got
there.
all the pull in the world. Let's go.
Hey, listen, man. I just you know, when the time is right, I just apply. You know, I pray. I've had some of my rejections. I still get some rejections to this day. So you know, I get the opportunity to just get the opportunity to cover that event and some of the ones I've been to so far. That's a blessing, and hopefully expanding more in 2024. So we'll got to see how we can do to get you guys in there. I mean, I don't want to say I have a lot of pull, but you know, you just gotta. It's a way of like keeping an eye out. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to covering these events, even with college games, I gotta follow the schedule. I know it's easy. Just find the person with a contact, present yourself, and you know, see where the chips fall. You know, that's definitely has worked well in my favor.
Yeah, you can catch JB almost anywhere. I mean, I've seen him. He's been killing it in the college game this year. He's been to a ton of high school gyms. I mean, you could see JB anywhere. So that's always good to see. Definitely doing your job of spreading around and seeing everybody, my man.
Right.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're about to tap out of here. We're on every Friday. High School Basketball Weekly, every Friday on NYC Basketball History YouTube channel. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit those like buttons. Share this content. Y'all heard all the names and all the people we talked about tonight. Make sure they get this and they see this. All right? And make sure you guys have a blessed Christmas and a happy New Year. And we'll see you guys after the New Year. But before I get out of here, the game I'm looking forward to is January 13th. Thomas Jefferson versus South Shore.
Woo!
That's always a dogfight. That's going to be the game of the week that we're talking about. Facts. For sure.
That's a killer game.
Yes,
yeah.
Indeed.
Before we go, make sure you're following JB. Make sure you're following Pooh. Make sure you're following me. Subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. You know, we're doing our best, and I just want to wish you guys a great holiday. Hope you guys have a great Christmas. You know, appreciate the two of you guys. Just want to let you guys know.
Yes. Appreciate y'all. Happy holidays and all. You know, definitely looking forward to finish this year strong into 2024.
That's right. Everybody out there, New York City, the whole state, and around the country, y'all be safe. Have a happy holidays. We are going to be out of here. All right? So you know how we do. We want to end it off just how we came in. Peace, y'all.
Y'all ready? Yes. You have just stepped into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. East Coast, go hard. West Coast, go hard. Midwest, go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody, get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.